Hi and welcome to Strengthen with Sarah. Today we're going to be doing a reformer flow. It's going to be using one light dumbbell and your box. And we're going to get started with feet in straps. So in terms of the whole class actually, it's going to have layers to it. So choose a layer that really works for you. I'm also going to give spring options so you can choose the best spring choice for you. Okay, obviously every reformer is different, so I will kind of suggest which springs to use, but just find a spring choice that really works for you and your body today. So in terms of spring choices here, level 1, so your baseline starting spring choices that you can choose, I would go with 1.5 spring. So on this machine, that's 1 red and 1 blue. Or if you would like a bit more, go 2 springs here. So on this machine, that would be 2 red springs. And then once you've chosen those springs, come and lie down on your back. We're going to keep the headrest down here. Grab hold of your straps and just pop your feet into straps. So 1 foot at a time goes into the big loop. Once you have 1 foot in, push into that strap slightly, and then you can release the other foot and pop that in the loop as well. We're going to start here. The feet are in a V position. So I think toes pointing to the sides of the room, as well as the knees, and your heels are really squeezing together. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, push and reach those legs forward, straighten them towards your foot bar, and inhale, bend them in. So exhale to straighten the legs. Inhale to bend the legs. Keeping your bum nice and heavy on the carriage here. A nice neutral spine, so you can keep a slight gap between the lower back and the carriage. Again, if you would like more resistance, you can always go on to those level 2 springs, which would be 2 springs on. The next time you straighten those legs, can you hold them here nice and straight? We're going to inhale, rise them up to the ceiling. They stay straight. And exhale, keep them straight to lower them back down to the foot bar. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Again, keeping that bum grounded on the carriage, feeling a stretch through the back of the legs. Fab, making this your last one. The next time your legs lift up to the ceiling, can you hold it here? Then can you bend your legs in towards the chest? Then can you push and reach those legs towards the foot bar? Legs lift up to the ceiling and you hold. Bend the legs into the chest. Straighten the legs towards your foot bar. And again, up to the ceiling. So just combining those first 2 moves. Bend the legs. Straighten and reach the legs. Let them lift up to the ceiling. Good, keep flowing just like this. Keeping that bum down on the carriage. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you. If it is, then keep going here. If you would like some more, the next time those legs lift up to the ceiling, can you hold them here? Then really press your hands into the carriage. Roll your spine off the carriage as if those feet are lifting and reaching more towards the ceiling. Holding it here. Bend the legs in towards the shoulder blocks and roll your spine down. Really, really slow. Once your bum is on the carriage, send those legs to the foot bar. So legs lift up to the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, rolling off the carriage. Inhale, bend the knees towards the shoulder blocks and exhale to roll your spine down. Once your bum is down, reach those legs forward. Keep going just like that. You're trying to see if you can get your toes over your face and almost reaching towards the back of the machine, letting your carriage come in towards the stopper, if that feels good. If this feels like a little bit too much, you can add on some more springs for support. You can also hold on to the shoulder blocks, and that's going to offer a little bit more support here as well as your hips roll off the carriage. So lots of ways to win here. Really exploring whichever movement feels good for you, whatever level of challenge feels good for you. Good, making this your last one. Inhale, rise legs up. Exhale, roll yourself off your carriage, hold it here. So really reach the toes up towards the ceiling. They're just in line with your face. Hands are either on the shoulder blocks or hands are down on the carriage. All I want you to do is bend the legs, bend those knees towards the shoulder blocks, and then reach them back up to the ceiling. And again, bend the knees to the shoulder blocks and reach and straighten the legs back up to the ceiling. We have 3 more here, keeping that carriage really still if you can. Last 2. Bend and straighten. One more time. Bend those knees towards the shoulder blocks. Then reach those legs up to the ceiling. Hold. Final time, we bend the knees and we roll the spine back down. Amazing, good. Can we take those straps off the feet? Take those feet back to the foot bar and hold those straps in your hands. We'll go long loops here, but if you would like a little bit more, then you can go into the short loops. So long loops is less tension, short loops is more tension. Reach those hands up to the ceiling and then bring those legs in towards the chest. So really tuck those knees into the chest. This is your starting position. Inhale. As you exhale, take those straps down to the carriage. As you inhale, rise the arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, straps down to the carriage. Inhale, reach them up to the ceiling. Good, so this is layer 1 here. We are going to make it more challenging. We are going to build onto this movement, but you can stay here or you can come back here at any point. But if you would like to, the next time those straps go down, can we curl up, lift the head and the shoulders away from the carriage? And then inhale, straps up, head relaxes down. Exhale, straps down, head and shoulders lift. And then inhale to relax down. Beautiful. Keep going just like that. Reaching those straps towards the front edge of your carriage. Seeing how much you can lift those shoulders away from your carriage. Using that breath, that exhale to knit those ribs together, to curl up. And that inhale to lower back down. Last time, exhale, curl and hold it here. So keep the straps down to the carriage. Keep curling up as much as you can. Just focus on those knees. Inhale, take them forward just a fraction. Exhale, pull them straight back in toward your chest. Inhale, let the knees go away from you just slightly. Exhale, pull the knees back into your chest. Every time those knees come in, you're seeing if you can curl up another centimeter with your shoulders. Fab. We're here for 3. Inhale, let those knees go away slightly. Exhale, pull them straight back in. 2. Incredible. One more time. Exhale to pull those knees straight back in to curl up another centimeter. Hold it here. And then release. The straps go up to the sky and your head relaxes down. Take those feet onto the foot bar and let the knees just windscreen wiper side to side. Good. Now keep those hands reaching up to the ceiling. Bring those legs back into that tucked position. Holding it here. We're not quite done. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, keep your head down, but take those straps down to the carriage and hold them here. Then can you focus on your right leg? We're going to inhale, slowly reach that right leg forward over your foot bar. So you straighten and reach the right leg forward. Exhale, bend that right knee, bring it back into your chest. Inhale to slowly reach that leg forward, same leg, right leg. And exhale to bend it back in. Amazing. Keep going here, really slow. Straightening that leg over the foot bar and bending it back in. Just working through this same leg here. Really starting to get into your lower abs on this right hand side. Last two. Inhale to reach. Exhale to pull that leg back in. One more time. Inhale, you reach it forward and you hold it here. The right leg is nice and straight with the toes pointed. You can choose how low it is. The lower, the more challenging. Keep your lower back down on the carriage if you can in that imprinted position. Stay here. Just inhale, let the straps go up to the ceiling. Exhale to pull those straps back down to the carriage. Keep that right leg still, just lifting and lowering those straps. Keep imprinting your spine on the carriage. So thinking about your lower back really melting down to the carriage. Amazing. Staying really controlled here. We have two more. Last time, inhale, the straps lift up to the sky. And then exhale, pull those straps down to the carriage and hold this position. Then inhale, point the foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, flex the foot to lower it back down towards your foot bar. Inhale, point to lift. Exhale, flex to lower. Keep going here. That right leg stays straight. You're choosing how low you want that leg to go. Obviously, the lower it goes, the more challenging, but you want to keep that imprinted spine. So if your lower back is lifting, then simply don't take that leg as low. Good. Last two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flex and lower. One more time. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower, holding it here in this position. Imprinting your spine into that carriage. We hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Bend that right leg into the chest. Reach those straps up to the ceiling. Again, take those heels back onto the foot bar and just let those knees fall side to side. So let your knees just fall from one side to the other, releasing any tension here. Okay, great. Let's come straight on to the other side. So again, bring those legs back into the chest. Imprint your lower spine down onto the carriage. And then all we're going to do here is inhale. As you exhale, take those straps down to the carriage and hold the straps still. Focus on that left leg. As you inhale, slowly reach that left leg forward over your foot bar. And exhale to bend it back in. Inhale, straighten that left leg over your foot bar. And exhale to bend that left leg back in. Keep going just like this. You're moving really slowly here, really controlled. Choosing how low you want to take that leg. You want to challenge yourself, so go a little bit further, a little bit lower than what you might think, where you naturally stop. So go a little bit further than that. But you want to keep your spine imprinted here. So if your lower back is lifting, then maybe lift up a little bit higher. Great job. The next time you reach that left leg forward over your foot bar, can you hold it there? Now the leg stays still. We're just going to inhale, rise the straps up to the ceiling. And exhale, straps go down to the carriage. Legs stay completely still, just those straps that are moving up and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Good. Keep imprinting your spine, lower back down to the carriage. Last few here. You're doing so good. Making this your last one. Inhale, the straps go up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull those straps down to the carriage and hold this position. Inhale, left leg points up to the ceiling. Exhale, flex the foot to lower that leg down to the foot bar. Inhale, point to lift. Exhale, flex to lower. If that is too confusing, then you can keep it pointed or flexed the whole time. Your choice. You choose how low you want to lower that leg. Fab. Last two, inhale, point to lift. Exhale, flex to lower. One more time. Inhale, point to lift. Exhale, flex to lower, and hold it here in this position. Straps reaching down to the carriage. Left leg is flexed and nice and long over your foot bar for 2 and 1. Bend that left leg into the chest. Reach those straps up to the ceiling. Feet can go onto the foot bar once more as you rock those knees side to side. Okay, great job. Put those straps onto the hooks and then gently bring yourself all the way up. We're going to add on some springs here. So level 1 would be 1.5 springs. Level 2 would be 2 springs. And level 3, if you would like the additional challenge, would be 2.5 springs. So choose the spring choices that work for you. I'm going to stick with level 2, which is 2 springs on, which is 2 reds on this machine. Hands are on the foot bar. The leg closest to the machine goes on to the shoulder block. And we're in this position to start off with. So just leaning forward slightly onto that foot bar. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, push that carriage away, straighten that back leg. Inhale, bend that back leg to bring the carriage back in. Exhale, push the carriage away. And inhale, bend to bring it back in. So this is all we're doing here, just pushing the carriage out and bringing it back in under control. Keep your eye gaze looking slightly ahead of you. That chest is open to the front of the room. Keeping a nice soft bend through that standing leg. Now this is layer 1. We are going to add to this and build on it, but you choose whichever layer works for you. You can always stay with layer 1 or come back to layer 1 at any point. Or if you would like some more, in 5 seconds, you're going to slide that carriage back and hold it there. In 3, in 2, and 1. Slide the carriage back and hold that position. Now, all I want you to think about is that front leg. You're going to rock your weight forward into those front toes and rock your weight slightly back into that front heel. So the weight rocks slightly forward into your front toes and it rocks back into that front heel. You're keeping that back leg nice and straight. Just rocking forward and back, shifting your weight slightly forward and slightly back. It's a small move here. Keep going. Really loading your weight onto the glutes on that standing leg. So you might start to feel it fire through that standing glute. Good. We're here for 3. We're going to add on layer 3 here. In 2 and 1. Shifting your weight back, then shifting your weight forward and holding it here. Then just bend slightly through that back leg and straighten. Push that carriage away. Bend slightly through that back leg and straighten. So it's a bit smaller than the first layer. We're just bending ever so slightly through that back leg and straightening. Good. Last few here. Your final layer is almost done on this leg work. Keeping your chest slightly leaning forward over that foot bar. We're here for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Bend, then straighten. Really push that carriage away and then come all the way back in. Okay, amazing. Take it down to just 1 spring and come onto your machine. So I'm on 1 red spring here. If you were really confident with plank work, long stretches, then I would take it to a half spring, and that's going to be a bit more challenging. Okay, but you can start with just 1 spring on. and then you can always drop down to half spring if you would like. Take your hands onto your foot bar, and then from this position, just let your hips drop forward slightly towards that foot bar. So I don't want them to drop too far that you start to arch for your back. So think about almost rounding for your lower back slightly, and then letting those hips drop down until you're in like a half plank position. We're going to inhale to slide the carriage back, pushing away from that foot bar. Exhale to bring yourself back in. Shoulders come over your wrists. And again, inhale to push away from the foot bar to slide the carriage back. Exhale to come back in. So really connecting with the breath here. Using that exhale to knit those ribs together to help you pull yourself back in. Keep looking forward slightly with your eye gaze. Keeping your neck in alignment with your spine. Good. Last few here, then we're going to add on to this, but you can always stay here if you would like to. One more time. Inhale to push back. Exhale to come back in. Now, if you need to have a little reset, totally fine. Or if you would like to add to this, once the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, we're going to bend the arms. Chest goes down towards the foot bar. Straighten your arms, push all the way back up. And then push out. Carriage slides away. And come all the way in. So we're coming into a press up. You inhale, bend the arms. Chest down to your foot bar. Exhale, straighten your arms. Inhale to slide out. Exhale to slide back in. Good, just 3 more. Bend. Straighten. Pushing out. And coming in. Last 2. You're doing so good. Keep looking forward slightly with your eye gaze. Pushing out. And coming in one more time. Coming into that press up as you bend your arms. Straightening your arms. Pushing away from that foot bar. Can you hold it here? You're pushing away from the foot bar. Tucking your pelvis under slightly. Keep your eye gaze looking forward towards your foot bar. For 3. And 2. And 1. Coming all the way back in. Good. Let those knees go as wide as your carriage. Big toes are touching as you melt down into a child pose. Option to push away from the foot bar here. To really relax down towards the springs. Inhale here. Exhale to come all the way back up. Okay, great. Let's come straight onto the leg work on the other side. So I'm going to add back on another spring. So I'm on 2 full springs here, but level 1 would be 1.5 springs. Level 2 is 2 springs, and level 3 is 2.5 springs. So choose what spring tension you would like. Try and make it the same if you can as the previous leg. Hands are on the foot bar. Inside leg goes to the shoulder block. And we're going to start here just leaning forward, pushing that carriage out and in. Carriage goes out and in. Exhale out, inhale in. So we're using that breath, that exhale on the effort to push that carriage out. And that inhale to release, to control that release when the carriage comes back in. Now again, this is layer 1. We're going to add and build onto this. Gradually making it a little bit more challenging throughout those layers, but you can stay here if you would like to, or come back here. Good. So in 3 seconds, we're going to slide that carriage out and hold it there. In 2 and 1. Push the carriage away and hold it here. Think about your weight rocking forward into that front set of toes, and then your weight rocking back into that front heel. Shifting your weight forward slightly and shifting your weight back slightly. Good. Keep going. as if your chest comes forward over that foot bar a little bit more, and then it pushes back away from the foot bar. Really starting to load through that front glute, keeping a bend through that front leg. We're here for 3, rocking forward and back. Last 2. Good, last 1. Rocking back and holding it here. Keep a bend through that front leg. All we're going to do is bend the back leg. The carriage comes in slightly and you straighten the back leg. Bend that back leg slightly and straighten that back leg. Good, keep going just like this. Keep your eye gaze looking slightly ahead of you. Chest open here. Just bending and straightening through that back leg. Amazing. Last few here. Bending and straightening. 4, 5, and 4. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Straighten and push that carriage away. And then come all the way back in. Incredible. Okay, let's grab your box. And you're going to pop it on as a short box. So the long edge goes against the shoulder blocks. And then in terms of springs here, level 1 would be 1 spring. Level 2 would be 1.5 springs. If you're feeling really energetic, then level 3 is 2 full springs. So choose what feels good for you. I'm going to go 1.5 springs, which is 1 red and 1 blue on this machine. And then once you're here, come and stand facing your machine. The leg that's closest to the foot bar is going to go onto the platform. And then the other leg is going to come on to your carriage. Now, once you're here, think about the toes just slightly turning to the edges of the room or the sides of the room. So the feet are slightly turned out, similar to what they were in the warm-up. So just turn those toes out slightly to the sides of the room. Lengthen up here through the spine. We're then going to slide that carriage out slightly as you bend down into a squat. And then come up to stand as the carriage comes back in. Good. Send that carriage out slightly, squat down, rise on up, and let the carriage come in. That's all we're doing. So the second that carriage starts to slide away, come into that squat, bend those legs, and then you can straighten those legs as the carriage comes in. Thinking about your weight staying even in both feet here. Thinking about those knees pointing to the sides of the room as well, in line with your feet. Now, if this is a little bit too challenging, but you don't want to change springs, then you can always make it a little bit easier by just letting that foot on the carriage go closer to the box. That's going to make it a little bit easier to go into that squat and to push that carriage away. The closer that foot is on the carriage towards the front edge, the harder it is. So choose where you want that carriage leg to be. But we're going to add on to this. The next time you come into that squat and you slide that carriage out slightly, can we hold it here? Can we just pulse up and down for 5 and 4, 3, trying to keep that carriage as still as you can, 2 and 1, rise all the way up to stand, let the carriage come back in. And again, slide the carriage out slightly, squat down and hold it here. We pulse up and down for 5 and 4, really bending into the legs, last 2 and 1, rise all the way up. Good, 2 more rounds there. Squatting down and holding here for 5 and 4, little pulses trying to keep that carriage still, 2 and 1, coming up. 1 more time, squatting down, holding it here in that squat, sliding that carriage out just slightly and pulsing up and down for 5 and 4, last 3 and 2 and 1, coming all the way up. Good. Final layer here. We're going to slide the carriage out slightly, come into that squat and hold it here. Hold in this position, let the carriage come in just slightly and push it back out. Good, so we're staying in that squat, you're letting the carriage come in just slightly and out. We're here for 3 and 2 and 1. Come all the way back in. Really good. Holding on to that foot bar. Take both feet onto platform as you rotate and come the other side. So we're going to repeat the exact same movements here. Again, turning those toes out towards the side of the room. Holding your hands where it feels good for you. Maybe in your chest, maybe on your hips. We're going to start here with layer 1. So just sliding the carriage out slightly as you squat down. And then rising back up to stand as the carriage comes in. Squatting down as the carriage goes out. Rising up as the carriage comes in. So don't focus on how far out the carriage is going. The carriage does not have to go far. It can actually stay quite close. You just want it to go out enough that you can get deep into that squat with the knees in line with your feet. Good. This is layer 1. You can stay in layer 1 or come back to layer 1 at any point. Or we are going to start to add on layer 2 with those pulses. So the next time you come into that squat, can we hold it here? Hold. We're going to pulse up and down for 5 and 4. Try and keep that carriage still if you can. 3 and 2 and 1. Stand all the way up, let the carriage come in. We go again. Slide the carriage out slightly, squat down and hold. We pulse up and down for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Come all the way in. 2 more rounds, doing really good. Squatting down, bending into those legs. Hold here for 5 and 4. Tiny pulses. 3 and 2 and 1. Rise up. 1 more round. You have got this. Let the carriage slide out slightly. Squatting down, holding here for 5 and 4. Tiny pulses. 3 and 2 and 1. Rise all the way up. Your final layer. You can stay with layer 1 or layer 2. Or we come into that squat and you hold it here in this squat. Good. Bring that carriage in just slightly and out slightly. Staying in that squat hold as the carriage goes out slightly and in slightly. We have 3. Good. And 2. Amazing. And 1. Rise all the way back up. Grab hold that foot bar to gently bring yourself down. Okay, your final movement here. We're going to take it down to just 1 spring. If you're really confident with abdominal work, then you could go down to half a spring as well. That would be even less support. So level 1 is 1 spring. That's more support. And level 2 is half a spring, less support. So grab your 1 dumbbell and then come and sit on your box towards the front edge. So you want to be quite close towards the front edge. Your feet are going to be at your headrest, or if you need a little bit more room, then just take your feet a little bit wider on that carriage. Now holding that dumbbell with your right hand, reach and grab hold of the strap with your left hand. Now the further down the strap, the more support that strap is going to offer. If you want less support and more challenging for your abs, then wrap your fingers around the big loop. From here, that dumbbell goes to the front edge of the box, and we're going to inhale, lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, begin to tuck that tailbone and start to roll back. Keep that strap arm really straight, and then slowly rise all the way back up. Restack your spine, find that length. Inhale, exhale, tucking the tailbone, rolling yourself back, and then slowly come all the way back up. So you're going down to a position that really works for you. Obviously, the lower you go down, the more challenging for your abdominals. Last one, roll back into that C curve and hold it here. Keep that strap arm really straight. Focus on that dumbbell arm as you lift that dumbbell up to shoulder height. Then tap that dumbbell back down to the box and roll your spine all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale, roll back to that C curve and hold it here. Lift that dumbbell up in line with your shoulder. Tap it down to the box and restack. Good. Last two here. Rolling back. Lifting that dumbbell. Tapping that dumbbell down. And rise back up one more time. Maybe going back a little bit further if that feels good. Lifting the dumbbell up. Hold it here at shoulder height. We're going to stay here for a twist. So can we inhale again? As you exhale, begin to pull that dumbbell into your right hand waist, twisting round towards the right hand side. Then reach that dumbbell back forward. Keep your spine here. Exhale, pull that weight into your side, twist round to the right, and reach that dumbbell forward. Good. Last two. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. One more time. Keep that strap arm straight as you twist round towards the right. Then reach that dumbbell forward. Lower it back down to the front edge of the box and roll your spine all the way back up. Great stuff. Let's come on to the other side. So swap that dumbbell around to the left hand. Grab hold of the right hand strap. Again, the further down, the more support you're going to get. So holding onto that big glutes if you would like less support here. Take that dumbbell onto the front edge, lengthen up through the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, melt your spine back halfway. And then rolling all the way back up. So you're just keeping that dumbbell arm really still, just coming into those rollbacks and rising back up. Again, we're a little bit warmer now. The body is familiar with this movement. So maybe you're challenging yourself to head down a little bit lower than before. One more time here. Use that exhale breath, really knit those ribs together, roll back halfway and hold this position. Now keep that strap arm really straight, just lift that dumbbell up, shoulder height. Tap that dumbbell arm down and rise all the way back up. And again, exhale, C curve, roll back and hold. Lift that dumbbell up, dumbbell down, and roll back up. Great stuff. Last few here. Just lifting that dumbbell to shoulder height. One more time, roll back. Lift that dumbbell up to shoulder height, and can you hold it here? Keep that strap arm really still. Keep your feet grounded into that headrest. Can we find a row as you twist round toward the left? Pull that dumbbell into your left hand waist. Then reach that dumbbell back forward. And again, row and twist to the left. And reach. Good. Last few here. Twisting round a little bit more on each one of these. One more time. Exhale, twist and hold this position. Then reach that dumbbell forward. Lower it back down to the front edge of the box and rise all the way back up. Great job. Take that strap back onto the peg. Bring yourself off your machine. Just pop that dumbbell down. We are done with that. And then take it so no springs are on your machine. Let that carriage flow all the way to the back of your machine. And then let's step into that well for a stretch. So take that right heel onto the box with the toes pointing up to the ceiling. Wrap your hands behind your head and really push those elbows out as wide as you can to the sides of the room. We're going to inhale here. As you exhale, twist around towards the right, keeping those elbows wide, keeping your spine nice and long. And come back to the center. Inhale again. Exhale, twisting around towards the right. And inhale back to center. Trying to keep both legs really straight here. Trying to keep your spine really long and the elbows out wide. Good, last time. Use that exhale to twist round to the right-hand side, holding this position. Can you release the hands from behind your head? Send the arms out straight and wide. And then you're going to dive that left pinky finger down to your right pinky toe, deepening that hamstring stretch here. Stay here for a breath. Nice big inhale, in through the nose. Full exhale out through the mouth. Slowly lifting all the way back up. Coming back to face forward. Take your hands behind your head and the elbows out wide. Release that right foot from the box. Let's repeat with the left hand side. So the left heel goes onto the box with the toes pointing up to the ceiling. Standing really tall here and really send those elbows out wide to the sides of the room. Take a nice big inhale in through the nose. As you exhale here, twist round towards the left. And inhale to come back through center. And again, use that exhale to find that twist here. And back through the center. Good, keep those elbows out as wide as you can as you twist. Keep pressing your head back into your hands. Chin lifted off your chest. One more time, you twist and hold it here. Maybe releasing the hands from behind your head, arms are out wide and straight. Then take that right pinky finger, dive it down towards the left pinky toe. Hamstring stretch here. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Slowly reaching back up. Come back to face the center. Take your hands behind your head. Bring both feet down into the well. We're going to inhale here, reach both hands up to the ceiling. As you exhale, dive both hands forward onto the box and just finding like a downward facing dog here. As you melt your chest down towards the floor, let the head hang heavy between the arms. You can choose how straight your legs are here. But just connecting with the breath again. Nice big inhale in through the nose. Full exhale out through the mouth. Then slowly release one hand at a time down towards your feet. Tuck that chin in towards the chest. You're going to inhale again. This time as you exhale, slowly rise up to stand. Restacking your spine. Your head is the last thing to lift. And once you are lifted, you are done. And that was a full body reformer workout using the box and a dumbbell. If you enjoyed it, please give this a like, comment, and a subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.